TikTok's creepiest trans creators back and worse than ever. How can, what was his name? Lilly Tino? How can that situation even get much worse? How do you get worse than this? How? How would you get worse than this? How could, well, okay. I guess we're looking into that. All right. Let's hear what Sydney has uncovered.
Well, this is just gross. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And if you're watching this on Friday, happy Halloween, or for those of you in the future, happy late Halloween. Happy dressing up like a slutty cat day. I did debate doing the entirety of this video in a costume, but this was the best that I could come up with.
Lazy. Very lazy. Okay. How bad can it be? I know that Lilly Tino had some weird allegations going on, some weird stuff. How bad can it get? How bad can it truly get?
It's blowing air!
Why? Why? Just why, Sydney?
In my face! No! This is not what I intended at all! Help me. Quick note before we start too, the 50% off sale on my tea website is ongoing for Earl Grey, New York Breakfast, Emerald Green that are expiring at the end of November because I don't throw out tea here. We don't do that here. Use the code WeDon'tWaste on the site for 50% off or check out all the other flavors too. I promise you they're very yummy. Okay, that's all. Now, because it is spooky season, let me lay a spooky story on you. Jump scare. I'm just kidding. But not really. So it turns out our favorite gauche TikToker, Lilly Tino, has made a triumphant return to the internet after, only a few months ago, making a big song and dance about taking a break. Let's be real.
Okay. Genuinely, this person is back? Like, genuinely, this person is back. This person is back after the horrendous shit. Oh no, why? Why? Internet, do your thing.
Well, here, anytime an internet personality says that they're taking a break, you know that they're gonna be back in about a month. The addiction to all of that attention is just too tasty. Sorry. That was gross. Now, one would think during this time away, during this period of not posting, Tino would have actually reflected and decided to make some change. But no! This weirdo has instead come back with a vengeance, and the content that is being churned out here is the same level of creepiness that we have come to know and expect. Ah! I'm sorry. I did it again. The only difference now is this person has seemingly escaped over to Twitch, where apparently creepy behavior is extra tolerated. So good for you, Tino, buddy old pal. Of course, there are a couple
Of course it is Twitch. Of course it is Twitch. Of course it is Twitch. Why would it not be Twitch? Of course it's Twitch. Dan! You got another toy to play with. Ugh.
Reasons why this matters and some additional information here, but before we get into that, let me just give you a little bit of the backstory if you're new here or you need a refresher. I am deeply sorry to have to remind you all of this again. So if you're new to Lilly the Freak Tino, this is an internet personality, a TikToker, who had everyone in a bit of a tizzy a few months ago. In a tizzy, Sydney? Who am I right now? My mum? Sorry, mum. I do love you and your weird language. Not your terrible Midwestern accent. Though. That is awful. I go and wash the car? There's no R in the word wash. None at all. You frickin' Midwesterners with your funny accents. Lilly Tino is a trans-identified male, a former man, if you will, who has become very infamous.
A former man. His genetics would like to disagree. This is not a former man. This is a man. There was no former to begin with. Just because you cut off your balls and cock does not mean you magically turn into a woman. You just have a rot pocket. An axe wound. Finally, the site called Twitch is unreliable for safety. Who would have seen that coming? Yeah. Sometimes I question whether there's that much of a big difference between Kick and Twitch.
online for a host of things, including but not limited to posting not safe for work content alongside content for kids.
Never mind. I find it ironic that whether you are a woman or you think you are a woman, for some odd reason, there is a content creator into corn pipeline, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is such a thing, such a like, it's just like, dude, even the trans women are going the corn pipeline. What are we doing?
This one still really gets me. It's mamming people out in public when they use the wrong pronouns, particularly waitstaff at restaurants to whom Lilly is incredibly rude, begging for money online to pay for the meals out, as Tino is a self-styled food critic. Harassing tired and underpaid waiters and waitresses. A Lilly Tino pastime. But the thing that got our noodle-haired friend into the most amount of trouble recently was going into many women's bathrooms at Disney World in Florida and taking photos with women in the background. This is a no-no. As a result of that, the internet went absolutely apoplectic, calling this person for
No, do not, as a biological man, go into women's bathrooms. Anyways, easy money and attention? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Also, it's just easy to exploit your honeypot. Or honey trap? Whatever it's called.
absolutely everything. This is to the extent that other trans people were like,
wait a minute, who are you?
as many of you know, and those of you who are new to this are probably expecting at this point, this was not even the first time that Tino had come under fire for doing weird crap at Disney. There is something so weird about Disney adults. At the California park, Disneyland, the internet erupted because Tino
Oh yeah, that one. Or that one, how he describes removing his man parts. Well, kids are around. No, no. Yeah, don't you dare play that. Also, somehow the nose ring theory applies here too. Unironically.
made a video that discussed graphic gender reassignment surgery and illustrated this point using food, which Tino does quite regularly. I have said it before, and I am going to say it again. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to know about your marshmallow wand, guy. Nobody. People were correctly horrified because, I mean, Disneyland is clearly not the place to be talking about.
Stop talking about your corn dog! Help! People who got their ding dong removed used to just be called or news. In older times, most were not willingly done. Yeah.
About these kind of things, but children, more specifically, could be heard in the background laughing and playing. In the Disney World case, and I think this is the important part of this, the incident went so viral that the AG of Florida said on Benny Johnson's show that he and his team were looking into the incident, and they take this kind of behavior extremely seriously. Because, as it turns out, it's actually quite illegal in the state of Florida to not only take pictures of people in the bathroom, but be a male and go into whip.
Based? Humongous W, based.
Women's bathrooms. They take it quite seriously there, and they will come after you when you do these things. It's sort of amazing how in such a short space of time, right-wing politicians decided that they wanted to lay down the law when it comes to this topic, and yet even now, a lot of leftists are still stuck on not misgendering people. Which is even funnier when you consider just for a second some of the news that has been popping up with relation to this topic. Like the recent Don Lemon story, just for example. I immediately looked this story up on Ground News when I saw it on Twitter because I knew that no left-wing outlet would even touch this. Don Lemon said that Megyn Kelly is not hot and looks trans. And as I predicted, because this does not remotely fit the leftist narrative, not a single...
This is an ad for Ground News. This is an ad for Ground News. I know what you're doing. Or is it not?
leftist outlet has covered it, making it a huge blind spot for liberal readers. And if they had Ground News and used it, like you all should do, they'd be able to see this sort of story as well and break out of their echo chamber using Ground News's blind spot feature. But as you all know, I have used Ground News for literally years at this point. Ground News can also show us how different outlets cover the same or different stories. Let's keep with the transgender theme here and look at this recent story about a transgender powerlifter who basically had a court rule in favor of this person very recently. Now we can see here that left-wing outlets are covering this story here as a big win in their headlines because the court ruled in this person's favor, whereas we can see here that right-wing outlets are focusing on how this person is participating in women's events. And I find the different coverage here absolutely fascinating because it really does go to show how biased the different kinds of news coverage can be. I've used Ground News for years now, like I
See? The crazy part is, right, that the moment physically, biologically male powerlifters are allowed into women's competitions, no woman in those competition will ever break another record. Ever. Ever. Not a single woman will ever break another record. Also, remember Leah Thomas? The dude who swam in women's competitions, and when he was like swimming among men, he wasn't even in the top 100. But with women, he just won because obviously he would win. Physical advantage and stuff.
said, because I think number one, it's really important to be well informed, but more importantly, I actually really love what they're all about. They're subscriber funded, which is incredibly important, and it means that they aren't being paid to push one side or the other. They're just an amazing news aggregator. So if you too are ready to support Ground News and get behind their mission and what they're all about, then click the link in the description, scan the QR code on screen, or go to ground.news/Sydney. And don't forget to subscribe through my link to get 40% off unlimited access to their Vantage plan, which is the same plan that I use to do all of this wonderful news reporting. In addition to getting smacked by the state itself, which is really something, there were rumblings that one of the women pictured in the background of Tino's photos was looking into her own sort of legal action. But as far as I know, nothing has come of that. Now, realistically, the more that I thought about this, the less that I expected to actually come out of this situation, because although it is illegal to take pictures and videos of people in these settings, and although it is illegal and Florida takes it very seriously when men go into women's facilities, I'm just not so sure how high up on the priority list this particular incident was. But of course, with all of this pressure and anger and the potential legal issues and what have you, back in July, Tino went on TikTok and posted a video about taking a break from the internet, saying the primary point of the content Tino makes is to entertain.
I'm hurt. I am deeply hurt because of the amount of hate that I've gotten over the past 3 years doing this, 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, you kind of brought a lot of that on yourself, no? Telling everyone that Kurt Cobain was trans or pretending to be pregnant. Yeah, people really love that kind of content. Very entertaining.
Pretending to be pregnant.
Deeply hurt because of the amount of hate that I've gotten over the past 3 years doing this, 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, you kind of brought a lot of that on yourself, no? Telling everyone that Kurt Cobain was trans or pretending to be pregnant. Yeah, people really love that kind of content. Very entertaining.
Babies have been born from uterus transplant. Is that actually a thing? I haven't even kept up. That sounds, wait a minute. Yes, a uterus can be transplanted. But here's the problem. Okay, a uterus can't be transplanted. But here's the problem. You, as a man, biological male, will never, under any circumstances, have a child. Reason being that you not only lack the kitchen, you don't only lack the ingredients, you don't only lack the tools, you lack the foundation. Unless we have the capability to rewire neurons in your brain, and we don't have that, we don't have the capability, your body does not know what to do with that uterus. Which is why there will never grow a baby inside, because your body does not know where to send those hormones, because you are biologically in your brain wired fully, completely differently. Men will never have children, or bear children in this case.
Also, not forget about your OF content there, friend. That's a weird stuff.
Horrible. Insert the pregnant Arnold movie. But that's a movie.
Stuff that's burned into my brain after watching all of that.
You are just a gay man. Hot take. This dude is just a gay dude. That's really it.
This is a pathology that I don't have time to get into. The video was a lot of this, talking about being hurt, how
I'm traumatized.
that hurt has really impacted the content that Tino makes. Basically, this is a person positioning their existence as one of victimhood, which is incredibly annoying because guess what there, friend? You are not the victim here.
The way that my hurt has taken over my content in some ways. So, thank you for all the support. And we'll see you somewhere down the road.
Now, the response to this was about what you'd expect. A bunch of people got in the comments and were like, "Be gone, vile person."
Be gone, vile demon! Holding a crucifix right in front of him. Biological men would also not survive the delivery because they are not designed to push out a baby. This would all happen through C-section. This will all happen through C-section. Regardless. Doesn't matter. No baby would grow there. Because the body does not know how to... The body does not operate know how to operate that tool.
And for a few months, it was actually quiet. It was very quiet on the Western Front. But then this illusion of online peace was shattered because in October, Lilly Tino posted a video that simply started with, "Hello."
Hello.
Ah! Well, now there's spray everywhere. Damn you, Lilly Tino. Here, have some ASMR while I clean this.
But while I was gone, I did some reflecting on the way that I've been approaching things and figured something out. And that something is that I've been leading with anger. I kind of already knew that. I kind of already knew that before, but that I've been leading with anger, and specifically that I don't want to lead with anger.
You see, the rest of us thought that you were leading with insufferability, but do go on.
But I'm excited to
Being weird and creepy.
start up again because even though my time off has been very nice and very nice opportunity that I have the privilege of taking to reflect on things, I'll be happy to see y'all again in the stream.
Now, from what Tino was saying here, honestly, I watched this and I was like, I mean, this doesn't undo all of the weird, creepy things that you've done, and it doesn't undo that you're probably an unsafe human being, but if you're trying to turn over a new leaf, I mean, who am I to judge? If you're trying to be a better person...
Yeah, though when they say this, a lot of people that say this do not actually mean that. They don't actually mean that. it usually means they're just gonna continue, or it's gonna get worse.
Person, have at it, friend. And actually, this kind of philosophy about this type of thing is why I didn't cover this to begin with when it first happened. Yes, creepy Tino was back, but with this, you know, newly articulated perspective shift, I thought, okay, on you go. So rather than talking about this back in early October, I instead waited to see what kind of content Lilly Tino would start to post again. And very soon it became clear.
See, I like second chances. We should be open to second chances. But you also have to prove that there was change. And seeing how this video is still almost 10 or a little over 10 minutes, I am very much assuming that there was no change.
That absolutely nothing has changed. Tino's first real video back involves, you guessed it, the women's bathroom, which I should have mentioned before, but Tino loves posting videos and pictures in women's bathrooms.
What is your obsession with women's bathrooms? This sounds less... You sound like an autogynephilic. And you probably, likely, are. Because for some odd reason, this 100% turns you on.
It's a whole thing. In this video, though, Tino is making a joke about how the automated sinks often don't work. I vehemently dislike you. It's like, of course, the first real video that you post after your break has to do with bathrooms. The very thing that got you chased off the internet in the first place. I am tired. The next video was about having to inject oneself with estrogen. In this 5-minute long video, Tino addresses having a low voice and says in spite of this, he does take estrogen. To do what? Exactly. What feminization exactly is this estrogen doing for you? What is it doing? Also, what the hell is this photo in the background doing?
That man is a furry. That man is a furry. Sorry, but yeah. That man is a furry. And nobody can convince me otherwise.
Dude, like, is this some weird dog kink cosplay? Why is this hanging in your house? Even if I wanted to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, I can't, because every new thing he does confirms for me that he is a freak. Perhaps the weirdest video that Lilly Tino has posted since coming back to the internet was one that seems, once again, directed at children. So on brand. So on brand. In this video, Tino talks about growing up with the assumption of being same-sex attracted but enjoying secretly wearing a bra under clothes and generally feeling weird in adolescence.
Do you remember the time in middle school when you thought that you were gay or you felt gay and you told every single person in your class that you were gay, but then realized that you actually don't like boys but you still felt gay? Yeah. And you know how you all...
If you don't like men, but you like men, I got news for you. You're gay. I think this is all what it stems down to. I think this is just a gay man.
Always feel like if you wore a bra under your clothes, you might feel really good. And how every day you wake up pretending to be someone you're not, and it's confusing.
Just because you nuke your genitalia does not mean that you are somehow now straight. That does not, it does not change anything.
Because is everyone else feeling like this? Are they pretending too? And you're confused and you're lonely. And the big question that's haunting you for your entire life, like, why am I like this? Is there something wrong with me? Well, I have an answer for you. You are a trans woman. Yay!
Bro, lots of young people feel incredibly weird as teenagers. All of us felt weird as teenagers. How could you?
Kinda didn't. I just skipped puberty. I had no time for this bullshit. I just skipped puberty. It was like, kid me, nothing, adult me. Like, I just skipped that. I was like, nope. I had no time for this. I had to grow up fast. I was in a difficult spot. I had no time for this bullshit. Like, I remember, like, others being, like, in their awkward face and being, like, what is the word? Just, like, disruptive and causing trouble as kids or as teenagers. I'm like, I look at them like, the fuck are you doing? Act like an adult. You're welcome for being exposed to this. This does not surprise me.
Not. The only people who don't feel weird and actually enjoyed high school are the ones who go through all those years looking like actual adult people, while the rest of us are stuck looking like Gollum.
Oh no, don't react like that.
That's accurate. Nah, I just had like, I just one day woke up and next thing I knew, I had a full beard at like 14 and it was over. It just was over. At 14, I looked like 20. It was crazy.
It's actually a good thing. And I know you don't even really understand what it means to be trans because nobody freaking told you, but you are going to get a head start on that transition. You're going to start that laser hair removal. You're going to start those hormones, and you are going to be so freaking happy.
A bunch of the comments on this were like, who exactly are you talking to here? Like, why are you talking as if this is directed at kids? Because Lilly Tino is talking to kids, Simon. That's what's happening here. Lilly Tino wants to talk to your kid.
Then the propaganda starts with the kids. And then they're gonna grow up into this. The propaganda always starts with the kiddos. I mean, look at kids shows. The non-binary cow. And the non-binary transformer. Transformers, men in disguise. This is indoctrination 101. Yep.
Kids and go to the places where your kids hang out. This has been made abundantly clear. Of course, the fun continues with Tino's presumably Halloween post, and you guessed it, this is another video about bathrooms, because of course it is.
Captain, a trans alien has beamed aboard. That's troubling. Put the ship on red alert. Apparently they ran straight from our teleporter to the bathrooms. Wait, what? Yeah, straight to the...
What is your obsession with bathrooms? I'm gonna say it. I'm absolutely 100% certain that this man licks toilets. I just can't prove it. That women sat on, by the way, and did their woman stuff.
women's room, probably to do weird trans alien stuff. Send security. Wait, Captain, I'm receiving reports that they actually just went to the bathroom and didn't bother anyone? Okay, this must be one of their little tricks. Why would someone beam on board just to use our bathroom? Apparently her planet banned trans people from using public bathrooms? Weird. But if they banned them, there's gotta be a good reason for it, right? Sir, she said all those reasons are made up.
The funniest thing about these videos is how they really tell on the person who is making them. Lilly Tino so clearly does not think that women being uncomfortable with men using our facilities is a problem. Yeah, you're completely right. We have 100% made up our fear and concern. Thanks for your input, Noodle Hair. I won't lie, I do wish that Lilly Tino was in fact an alien, so that I could call ice!
Made up? Yeah, none of it's true. But why? The trans alien says she has no freaking idea. Oh, well that's kind of rude. And they also don't let her play sports. Wait, really? Or have access to healthcare. Come on, what planet in their right mind does that? The planet is Transphobicus 9. Oh,
That'd be a based planet. What the heck? That's a peak planet. I don't know what he's talking about. Here's the thing. Nobody gives a rat's ass if you're trans. Just don't force others to partake in your delusions. That is all what people are asking for. When people are gay, nobody really cares. They're not confronted with it. It's not their problem what others do in their bedroom. But when you're trans, you are forcing others to take part in your delusions. I don't have to. And I will not. Of course, there's people that I respect that I will actually talk to them in the way that they want to. But it's because of my own free choice, not because I am being forced to do so. As a sign, but I've never heard of any rules in the adult activity with the LGBTQ community, with the current exception of needing to be an adult. From an outside perspective, it just seems like almost anything goes. Seems like it. Yeah. That is. Yeah.
makes sense. This trans alien seems perfectly nice. Tell them they can use our bathroom anytime they want.
You know the screenshot that is circling Twitter right now? The one that says that leftists will deliberately pretend not to understand issues, thus making discourse impossible? This is that. Now, for the most part, Lilly Tino has escaped to Twitch, making that the primary platform for posting. And I admit that I went and watched a bunch of the streams over there, but they're like literally 2 hours long. Who is watching someone eat and talk smack for 2 hours? This is like...
Oh well. Let me tell you, Sydney, there is people on Twitch who watch a half-naked woman for hours on end. What makes you believe that somebody would not watch Lilly Tino for 2 hours? What makes you believe that? What makes you believe that? Genuinely. Genuinely.
Trauma ASMR. Ugh. One of the biggest things that infuriates me about this whole Lilly Tino thing is that this person continues to have an audience, and it's probably mostly women. Lilly Tino has obviously learned absolutely nothing, continues to have an audience who don't care about any of this behavior, and on a...
This does not surprise me. There is a woman out there who is a really, really horrible human being. Really horrible. On TikTok, by the way. I forgot her name. She flashed her boobs on TikTok live stream and like she flashed the audience. She abuses her daughter. She's like a prison hopper. And women are still supporting her and donating to her. That tells you a lot.
Long enough timeline, this is an individual who's just going to go back to the same content that they've been making this entire time, making women out in the world.
And you also have to realize that women have created these circumstances where these people are allowed into their bathrooms. This is from women. Like, this is literally women. Women have essentially created their own way of losing their stands as women by allowing anybody to be a woman. For men, that's not so much a case. You don't hear any... Funnily enough, you barely hear trans men complain. And if you do hear trans men complain, usually it's because they then realize how fucked up it is to be a dude. And how badly you are treated if you're just a dude.
Uncomfortable, being weird towards kids. It's like... It really is Groundhog Day, if we're being real. Not only that, and I didn't include this in the other videos that I made about Lilly Tino because there's a lot here, and there's a lot that I need to go through and verify. But before all of the weird Disney stuff and the it's mamming the rest of the population, Lilly Tino seems to have spent actual time inside classrooms with kids, which makes me raise all of my eyebrows all at once. Not as a visitor or a substitute popping in for the day, but seemingly real sustained contact with students. Public records and old social media breadcrumbs show Tino worked in multiple school settings, sometimes in roles that put this adult in direct daily proximity to minors. The exact title shift depending on
I am incredibly concerned.
Which archived post you dig up, classroom substitute, after-school program coordinator, actual teacher, but the pattern is unmistakable. Access, authority, and a captive audience of children, which is quite alarming. Now layer this with the content timeline, about a year after leaving one of these kids.
I'm running. First of all, I would never be at a club, but if I were, I'm running. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. POV. I am leaving.
Adjacent positions, Tino was posting the same unhinged mix that later blew up online. I'm not super sure where to put this in this specific video, so I guess here's as good a place as any, but in my travels of the internet, I also came across information about a former Reddit account for Tino. I mean, this is all alleged, obviously, but
What is that name, bro? Anyways.
apparently this account posted links to what seems to be a NAMBLA blog. NAMBLA stands for the North American Man-Boy Love Association. And
What? Never made sense to me why any woman with sense would want to be a man and lose everything socially beneficial in society. It shouldn't take long to realize it's a bad move. To be fair, I believe that most of these... Hot take, I believe that most of these are either just lesbians or groomed tomboys. in my opinion. There's also a huge disproportion. There's a significant imbalance in like how many trans women there are and how many trans men there are. There are more confused women, but there are significantly more trans men, which is interesting. While for non-binary, there's significantly more women considering themselves non-binary than men, which is interesting. Which makes you ask if it was really so natural, then the numbers would technically be somewhat proportional to each other. But they're not. And every time someone is considered non-binary, they also significantly lean more into the feminine than the masculine. Weird. It would be like a white person wanting to be a very dark black person with traditional black features, with short in height. There's like life on max difficulty in the West, probably, yeah.
You can probably piece together what that means. I'll just tell you, it's a fan of the playground group. Are you surprised? Probably not really. So, as most of you probably have figured out by now, given this is what my 4th video about Lilly Tino, I would like for this person to permanently leave the internet, because I think that much of the behavior that's been exhibited here is not okay. The weirdness towards children and the creepy behavior towards children, it's like, it's not quite there where it's so overt that you can point to it and say, look, this is what's happening, but there's enough of it going on in a way that builds a picture of who this person is and what this person is like. And so with Lilly Tino coming back to the internet saying, I'm gonna do everything differently this time, look, I've grown and changed.
Most of the people that say this, like I said, they don't actually do this. Like, they don't actually do this. They don't do that. They don't change.
I really didn't believe that for a second, and I think the fact that there's been an immediate return to form really demonstrates that this is a person incapable of shifting and incapable of making normal content. There's so much more to say about Lilly Tino, and I'm sure that this will not be the last video that I make about this individual, but for the time being, I am positive that we can expect more creepy content, more weird bathroom behavior, and I'm sure with enough time on Twitch, this is going to just get worse, because now we have more and more content of this person doing more and more things to look at and scrutinize. So unfortunately for all of us, our friend Lilly seems to be back on the internet for the foreseeable future, but I do think, and I maintain this is a person who is going to eventually do something that is going to get them in big, big trouble. And maybe that will be the
Arrested is what I'm thinking about here. Doing something that will get him arrested. That is what I'm thinking. Just straight up getting arrested.
Disney World situation. Maybe that will actually turn out to be something important. Or maybe it will be this other woman who has threatened to sue Tino after being photographed in the women's bathroom. But in the end, for now, this is a creepy individual who's going to continue doing creepy things, and unfortunately, all we can do is sit back and watch the poop show unfold. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Ground News using the link in the description. I have used them for literally years now. I am a massive fan of what they're...
It appears that Sydney has gotten rid of all her expiring tea. Finally.
About. And so if this is something that you care about, you want to have better informed opinions about the news, absolutely check them out. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you on my side of this issue where you just wish that Lilly Tino would have stayed away and not come back to the internet?
You could have just gotten the job, bro. You could have just gotten a regular job.
Do you think it's a good
instead of e-begging
thing that this person is back and making content and giving us all these opinions? Then
kinda. See, I like idiots on the internet because they're free content. Like, they're literally just, you can literally farm them. Like, right? One popular like example is like Hassan Piker, Frogan, iDubbbz, right? They're easy to farm. You can constantly farm them because they can never shut up.
that we now know and love. What do you think of the really bizarre, weird bathroom videos? Do you think that it's very on brand for Lilly Tino?
It's a fetish. I think it's a fetish. I think it's a fetish. I think the entire thing is a fetish.
To come back and immediately make this sort of content? Do you think that we're all just really misunderstanding who this individual is and they have good intentions with what they're trying to do? What do you make of the...
I don't think so. I think he's just a freak. If anything, I'm curious what this guy's childhood looked like, because the chances are quite high he was actually abused. DSP is also an easy farm, but it's kind of just like sad. It's more so sad.
Escape to Twitch. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What do you think of the information I kind of just dropped there at the end on all of you?
I think it might be good, but the problem is that I'm assuming he's still posting on TikTok, right? So technically his reach just increased. And no matter which weird shit he would pull off, Twitch is never gonna ban him.
About the Nambla stuff and what have you. Does that surprise you to hear? And what you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. As I always say, I hope you little potato noodle magoos stay safe and well and make good choices, and I will see your wonderful little Halloween faces in the...
I'm German, and I've been called a potato. That is offensive. I will now cancel you. Anyways, yep, Lilly Tino's back. And I'm absolutely also, I agree that he will do something that will absolutely, utterly, with no doubt, will get him into jail. That is what I believe. That is how I see it. Eventually, he's gonna end up being charged with something, right? I mean, he might end up already, considering that it's illegal in Florida to go into women's bathrooms if you are a dude. And film people as well, apparently, as well. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.